What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Sean.
And we are speaking the language of bromance. Sean, it's late. I'm tired, and you're slightly drunk. Let's see how this goes.
It'll go well.
What you got for me today? Give it to me. Give it to me.
I told you that I've got a story for you that takes place with Russia, bridges, a town, and Star Trek.
Are they all in the same place?
Yes, they are. So, Richard, back in the year 1977, there was a little town in West Virginia called Vulcan.
In West Virginia? I thought we were in Russia.
We get to Russia.
How do we go from? Okay. Well, I was all set for, like a bunch of like Rusky jokes, like Dos Vidania and Black Widow is my Moose and Squirrel, Boris and Natasha, and now
in Soviet Russia, Vulcan fucks you,
right? Yeah, but now you're like, West Virginia. I have no jokes about West Virginia.
West Virginia.
It's like
coming home.
Why? Okay, here we go. Here's a point of thought. We have North and South Dakota. Yes.
Yeah.
We have North and South Carolina. Yes.
Yes.
Why do we have Virginia and West Virginia? Why do we not have West Virginia and East Virginia?
I would imagine. I actually think this one isn't actually. A lot of people are like, it was a Civil War. I don't think this one was a Civil War issue.
I don't think so either.
I think they were just like, fuck you, Virginia.
Do you ever think one of the other states will just change their name and be like, no, we're Dakota. You can be North Dakota.
Oh, that'd be good branding.
Right? Be like
could you imagine? Could you imagine the states being like, so like I've been getting into wrestling a lot lately, like old wrestling, like 1993 wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine like the state mayors are like from Dakotas, like, you know what? We're Dakota.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then like, yeah, but see, then you got to watch two old white people like in a ring fight over who gets to be Dakota, who gets to be called Dakota. And the other one just gets like, has to put the direction in their name.
They have to be other Dakota. OD. You're OD. You're the other Dakota.
How big a deal do you think it is? Like let's say you live on the border between North Dakota and South Dakota. Like, how big a deal do you think it is? Be like, you're one of them fucking Southies. Let's kick his ass. And then,
you're one of those North Dakotas. You're just basically a Canadian.
Fucking Yankee Dakota. That's what you are.
You're almost as worse as the Montanians. There's a lot of states like that border Canada up there that you kind of forget about, like Montana, Wyoming, Dakotas, Idaho, Oregon.
Idaho.
Idaho.
How do you forget states? How do you forget that a whole state exists? Like, I don't forget that. And Oregon doesn't border fucking Canada. Washington's directly above it.
Oh, yeah. See, I forgot about Washington.
Oh, here comes. Yeah, see, this is the booze talking.
Well, no, that's the silly thing.
First thing to go is geography. You have a few sips of something, and then the first thing to go is
states.
map references. Where's Oregon? I don't know.
I always think it's weird.
It's by Texas, right? La 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 la. I love America. Is there a North Oregon and a South Oregon?
And words.
Is that what you call Washington? You call Washington North Oregon?
North Oregon. South Canada. No, it's weird. Like, Washington, I always feel like it's all the way west, right? Like, almost the furthest west you can get besides Alaska and all that.
Yeah.
So you get all the way out there, right?
Okay.
And, they're becoming a state, and they're like, what should we be called? Like, well, we should be the most American thing ever. And some dude's like, Eagles? No. No. Washington. Like, you've never even been here.
But there's a Washington on the other side. Yeah, but we're bigger.
But they're DC. We're OG.
No, they're OG technically. Yeah. They should call themselves Washington. We should call ourselves Washington, D.C.
Well, we were going to go with New York we're going to name ourselves after the English town of York, but be New York. Like, do you want a map? No.
They have one of those. It's on the other side.
Well, what, like, we got a couple people from Virginia. Oh, brilliant idea. We're all the way out here out west. Let's be West Virginia.
When was the last time you were back east? What? There's just ocean. No, that's west. I'm talking about east, the other direction. There's just mountains, right?
Yeah.
A bunch of covered wagons that come over. What do they have over there? What's on the other side? Pilgrims? They still got
History.
pilgrims, right?
So
maybe that's what they should do. They should just call it like all the states states should just start coming up with names to mock other states. Like Illinois should just be like, you know what? Fuck it. We're South
South Michigan.
South Wisconsin.
We're Northwest Florida.
Middle California. That's what yeah.
Well, Richard, wedged between a towering horseshoe-shaped mountain to its north, east, and south, the tiny community of Vulcan, West Virginia's western ridge is flanked by murky waters of the Tug River. The
Tug River? So it's Tug River, then mountains on three sides.
Yeah. So it's like an Oblivion town.
Yeah, like had a fucking Morrowind and shit.
Yeah. So the last one where you played the Dragonborn thing?
Yeah.
What was that one called? I forgot.
That was Skyrim.
What was that? That was one of the last ones I played.
Yeah.
I stopped playing because I tried to get to this freaking town that was basically like Vulcan. It was wedged between mountains with a river. I couldn't figure out how to get to it. And I kept trying to go through these passageways and I died 12 times. And then I said, screw it. I'm creating a podcast.
You made the right decision there. That's all I can say.
Well, I got a new PlayStation. I'm like, well, soon they'll come out with a new one. A new Elder Scrolls. And I've been waiting.
It's all right. I got
years.
I'll just wait for the Elder Scrolls 6. It'll be here. Because you bought a PS4 probably 2015.
Yeah, probably at least. It's been at least 3 or 4 years.
And you're like, that game's been out for 4 years. So that new Elder Scrolls is just around the corner.
Oh, damn you, DLC.
About that. DLC, the last DLC was released in 2013.
Yeah, it's true. Well, what screws me on, I love the Grand Theft Auto games.
Mm-hmm.
What screws me with that is they're making a ton of money, I guess, still on the online game. So they're not in any hurry to make Vice or Grand Theft Auto 6.
No.
What? You mean we just add new heist and new easy tweaks here to the tweaks here to the gameplay, and at once a year we make it snow and nerds masturbate all over themselves?
Something interesting though, and I was actually just watching this. God, this is fucking weird. I was just watching this before we started. There is a team of volunteer developers that are trying to recreate the entire continent of Tamriel from the Elder Scrolls series in the Skyrim engine.
Oh, nice. That'd be fun.
So
I thought you were going to say in the Pacific, and they're going to call it New Washington.
That's what Cyril will be like. We're South Skyrim. That's where we are. No, but if you want to go back and see the same world that you did in Elder Scrolls 4, go to Cyrodiil and fucking fight in the arena or whatever, it'll be there. And if you want to go to, fucking way, when you were a kid and I want to go to Morrowind and you want to fucking go to Morrowind, you can't. They have this whole team. There's this team of all volunteers, and they're all volunteer designers and coders and voice actors and, musicians.
Oh, they should hire us.
They're
I'm the elf of Mordor.
God damn. See,
I say we eat the beaver.
You just shot our audition in the foot. We need to collaborate before we do these things. By collaborate, I mean you need to not drink and I have to talk to you for a second. But yeah, there's this whole team, and they actually released some. They released in the old Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, there's a town way up close to Skyrim called Bruma. And they redid that whole town and added added a bunch of fucking quests and new weapons and all this shit.
Is that all the PC?
PC and Xbox, because
Microsoft.
No, it's not because of Microsoft. It's because of Sony. Because Sony has weird rules when it comes to mods.
They say no mods.
Yes, at the risk of sounding slightly racist. Hey, you know what? Whatever you want.
No, that was the dude from Office Space. He's like, I ordered the pina colada. I said, no umbrella. No umbrella.
I thought you were trying to be like, no, we don't.
No, I wasn't doing that.
Okay.
What is it with you and...
What is it with you and trying to get states to fight each other?
I don't know. It's a good point. This is like a couple episodes we've had this happen. I'm like, I want a new New York.
We are now West Washington.
We are West Virginia.
West is the best Washington.
But anyway, Richard, this town of Vulcan, West Virginia, like we said, it's got mountains around it. It's right across a river. So coal was discovered in this region in the opening of the 20th century. So it's kind of a coal mining town. You know,
that's weird that they fucking named themselves Vulcan like years before the Star Trek series ever happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, I get it. You know, Roman god Vulcan.
I don't know who that is.
There's Roman. He's a Roman god. Like you know how the Romans went over and took over Greece,
yeah,
and then they stole all the gods. They renamed one of them Vulcan. I don't remember which one.
Time traveler.
Yeah, that one.
But this was so rich with a lot of these type of towns. You're like gold mining, like a lot of mining towns. You see, kind of end up like kind of falling apart because it's like factory towns. You know, the factory comes in, everybody's like, "Yeah, we're gonna make shit. We're gonna mine for stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna make buggy whips. It's gonna rock. This'll never get out of style.
Woo,
we will
typewriters, motherfucker.
Yeah, right? Buggy whips for life."
And somebody comes up with a car and a computer, and you're like, "What's that?" Like,
I don't trust it.
Damn it!
Let's set it on fire.
But that's what happened here. So, like, the town just kind of started to reduce, and it went down to as little as 20 families. So they kind of kept living there. So they would go across and come back, you know, and live in a town. Like a lot of little towns in the area we're from. You know, they used to like they built up around the railroads. Like you see that a lot.
Yeah,
you know, railroad towns.
Definitely.
And then all of a sudden, when the railroad kind of starts to die out, the town still sticks around, but you know it definitely has
like everybody that lives there works someplace else because there's nothing there.
Yeah,
it's not.
exactly.
It's not even a town. It's like it's like you were exactly
a suburb.
Yeah,
or not a suburb. It's like what do you call the little houses that all like are grouped together? Subdivision. It's like a subdivision.
It's like a subdivision, but with a mayor, I guess.
Kind of, yeah.
The funnest, the coolest town I ever saw. I was driving, and it was this town. I'm sure I might have mentioned it even before. Big Neck. There is a town. I swear to God, Sean, it is called Big Neck.
I went into a town called Bonerville.
Nice.
Yeah.
This town, Big Neck.
You know where it's located, Richard? You know where it's located?
All right, guys. I'm going in. Sean, where is it located?
My bedroom.
God damn it.
Sing. Woo. It's not my bedroom.
No, this town Big Neck, I swear to God, it was two houses. Like it was like a 4-way stop with two houses, and I think one of them wasn't even a house. It was supposed to be like the town hall. So it looked like a house, and then just kind of like a building that I'm sure was probably the town hall / post office / police station.
Yes. The little town I'm from is like that. Like, and it's a police station, I think, but there's no police officer, and like the mayor isn't really like paid. It's kind of more volunteer. But this town, like I said, it reduced to 20 families. They probably were working somewhere else.
Would you like to be the mayor of Vulcan?
We will meet the mayor of Vulcan.
Wouldn't that be awesome? You could like put it on fucking business cards. Be like, hello, my name's Sean. I'm the mayor of Vulcan.
Yeah.
And they're like, isn't that a planet? They're like, yeah, and I run it.
But in a 1972 book, somebody described Vulcan, West Virginia, basically as their biggest problem. That's how they described it. So their biggest problem was that the state had forgotten to build a road into the community. Although state maps showed a road into Vulcan, it was nowhere to be found. The only way people could get in and out was to drive up the Kentucky side and walk across a swinging bridge, which was too narrow for a vehicle.
Holy shit. The only way you could get to this town is by a bridge? Yeah. This is like something, we were just talking about Skyrim. This is like something out of fucking Skyrim.
Said, yeah.
You're like, oh, let's go to the hidden town of Vulcan. This is like if you're in an RPG and you step over like a spot on a map and all of a sudden like a town appears. There's like a secret.
Holy shit. You can't swim across the river. Why? Sharks be in those rivers. Pirate. I'm the Vulcan pirate.
Like you read some obscure thing on the internet and you're like, hey, like, about some like old game you played and you look and like, oh, and then here's the hidden town of Vulcan. And you're like, wait, what? There was a hidden town? I've been playing this game for like 10 years since I was like 8 years old. I didn't know shit about a fucking hidden town. Damn you, internet. Now I gotta, dude, I don't know how many times like you're scrolling through something and like say there's a game you played like when you were younger or whatever and you're scrolling and somebody's like, oh, it's kind of like that one secret and blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, well, shit, now I gotta go fucking find that game and replay the whole goddamn thing so I can see that one thing. Or maybe that's my life. I don't know.
It doesn't bother me. I've never been the guy that wants to get 100% on it because usually inevitably there's like one freaking thing you can't figure out and it's just not worth it.
That's what the internet's for, Sean.
Now, yeah. Back in the day, there wasn't though.
No. Back in the day, it was all like words with friends.
Yeah.
You just had to rely on word of mouth or you get those big fuck off strategy guides.
I remember those. Yeah, I got one of those for Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
But I felt bad for using it. I felt like I was cheating. So it was only like 2 or 3 times I actually used it when I was kind of having trouble.
Okay, I could see that.
It was like you buy the game for like $50 and you buy those for like 30.
Dude, when I was a little kid, I got in so much trouble once because I called that Game Pro hotline.
Did you really?
I
Nintendo
did.
Hotline?
Yeah, like the Nintendo hotline or some fucking nonsense.
So I'm at this bridge and there's this princess on the other side of this big dragon. What am I supposed to do? Well,
I can't jump over it. He jumps. I can't jump that high. Oh my God, I can't jump that high.
No, when he jumps, you run under him. But what happens if he steps on me? Well, you die, so you gotta go fast.
Well, I don't know if I could go that fast.
Is there a cheat code to see the princess's boobies?
When I hit the jump button and I move the controller, does it make me jump farther? Like if I press the jump and jerk the controller in the direction of my jump, do I jump farther? It feels like I do. Is that true? Hello?
So what games do you like? Sir, you do know this is like $20 a minute. Yeah, it's on my mom's credit card.
Yeah.
She said to go hang out with my friend. You're my friend, right, Todd? My name's Mark.
Oh, but yes, I'm your friend. Meanwhile, Mark's like, cha-ching, cha-ching. I got quota, bitches. Woo!
But so, continuing on what they described this, so the bridge had been built by the coal company years before and was on the verge of collapse, Richard.
Oh my God.
So these 20 families... Yeah, so it's like how scary is that? It's like, well, we might make it home or we might die.
Well, not even that. Like if the bridge collapses, despite the fact that there's probably people on the bridge is why it collapsed. But let's say the bridge collapses. What do these fucking 20 families do? Like they're stuck.
Yeah.
They're all standing on one side of the bridge being like, hey, throw over some food.
Richard, the story ends. These 20 families are still in Vulcan, and we have to save them.
If you throw us some seeds, we might make it through winter. How did they get water?
Well, they're by a river. So I'm sure they process the water somehow. They have wells.
What about electric? Oh, it's a coal. Well,
yeah.
If they have like a coal fire plant in town.
There's just one person that's still like keeping that going.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm the man that shovels the coal. I'm a coal shover. Mm-hmm.
I'm the coal miner's son. This is his daughter, the coal miner's daughter.
They don't make no fucking songs about me. You know why? 'Cause I'm not a fucking whore. Don't you be talking smack on me, Jim Bob. Well, don't you be lifting your dress every time somebody new comes into town. Every time somebody comes across that goddamn bridge, you drop your drawers like they're on fire, Denise. Well, maybe if you would embrace. No, I can't.
You're about to cross a Game of Thrones line. There's somebody in Vulcan's like, you son of a bitch, we're not family.
I think the entire state of West Virginia is like, motherfucker. Okay, at the risk of making incest.
You Northerners love that Game of fucking Thrones. You sitting there watching a brother and sister make sweet love. And both them two are hot, I ain't gonna lie, but it don't get me bothered because I'm gonna pretend that they ain't brother and sister because you motherfuckers always like, oh, you do down there sound like the fucking children relatives. Listen, I may kiss a cousin or two, but I never fuck my sister.
I can't help it. There's only 20 goddamn families in this town. We've been around here for 50 years. After a while, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, if you know what I mean. That's all I'm saying. There's a reason that royals marry all their royals. That's why, now they all look kind of like frumpy and kind of like, because royals are marrying other royals. And after about 500 years, the gene pool gets about a mile wide and an inch deep. That's all I'm saying.
That's why me and Jim Bob, we got to cross that motherfucking bridge and go kidnap some people. Bring them back over here.
Like the hills have eyes, but with coal.
I understand we got that river and web feet help us get us across that motherfucker. But listen, we ain't no motherfuckers here.
That's how they get food. They swim down and pick up fish with their teeth. They just spring up with like trout in their mouth.
They actually live in the water. So
yeah, they abandoned all the houses years ago, and they all just live under the ocean. They're like the snorks.
So the bridge had been built by the coal company years before, was on the verge of collapse. Although there were boards missing, the children had to walk across it to catch the school bus on the Kentucky side.
Holy fuck balls.
Yeah, so you're sitting your kid across that's like, good luck, Mary Sue.
My wife always gets mad if I leave the kids at the bus stop, and you're telling me these kids have to walk across you're telling me the kids have to walk across this bridge of spanning this wide chasm with like missing boards and shit because it's the only way into town.
Yeah, way in and out. And I don't see any pictures of it. So, like, I imagine it's like, hundreds of feet off. So, like, it falls. Like, it's just
I'm imagining the bridge from, like, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Yeah. That's what I'm picturing.
Good luck, Mr. Jones. Mary Sue, stop talking in that voice. God damn it.
Can't make it to school.
So, the grievance held by the local
resident. Why don't you just come back here? No time for love, Dr. Jones.
So the grievances were held by local residents, were not limited to state and county officials. According to Perry, who's somebody who wrote some articles on this, the children of Vulcan at times, Richard, were forced to crawl under parked railroad coal cars on their way to school. So like there's like abandoned things here that they got to crawl under, get around. Like this is literally like a fort. Like this isn't like a Oblivion. This is like freaking Fallout. Like you go to the town of Vulcan.
Okay.
Left behind by time.
Yeah, no shit. You bring up a good point though. Okay. So it was a coal mining town, right? So they're mining a lot of coal. How the fuck did they get it out? How did they get the coal out? Because back then, they had railroads and shit.
I bet it was a river, so I bet they had boats.
Oh yeah,
or something.
Yeah, that's good.
So they could get it downriver.
Well, see, okay, so then why not use the river? Why you gotta use this fucking rickety ass Indiana Jones bridge when you could just put everybody on a boat and just sail?
And then Richard, you have the Titanic. Do you want to have like those kids cross that ocean or cross that river, hit an iceberg, and then they sink to the bottom of that river?
Yeah, because we all know about the dangers of icebergs in West Virginia.
Yeah, it happens.
You know what that is? That sounds like a Virginia problem, not a West Virginia problem.
Let's see. So the towns, blah, blah, blah. So leaving schools, children with no other choice but to crawl into the parked train car. So one of the former school children who grew up in Vulcan, Troy Blankenship, listen to this, Richard. He even lost part of his left leg when he was 11, crawling under a coal car that was parked. So this kid... One, he probably deserved it because, I'm guessing he crawled under this car and his leg got caught. And he started freaking out. He's like, "Oh my god, the Uncle Coal Monster's got my leg!"
Yeah, he'd be like Doom and Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where he's like, "Whoa, whoa."
But his leg gets caught and all the kids are like pulling on him and then they cut it off.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Troy, your pant leg was just caught. Sorry about your leg.
I thought it was just your jeans. Turns out it was your calf. But so you're free. Good news. Guess you should have used the bridge, huh?
So further angering the townspeople was a northwestern railroad side road that ran adjacent to the main line of the tracks, which passed through Vulcan. The road ran to a nearby community of Delmore, approximately 5 miles to the north of Vulcan. However, the company locked entrances to the road on both ends, hanging a no trespassing sign.
Those fuckers.
Caught trespassing using the road were processed. So the Northwest Railroad Company, Richard, the company from Monopoly that everybody loves to have,
is that
built
the North
a road.
I don't even remember the names of all the railroads. There was Pennsylvania. I remember Pennsylvania Railroad.
Pennsylvania.
That was on the other side of the board. It was Pennsylvania and then West Pennsylvania. No, there was Pennsylvania, there was B&O, and then there were 2 other ones. Maybe one of them was, I don't fucking know. No, I was gonna say, imagine crossing this rickety ass bridge, but now on top of that, imagine crossing this rickety ass bridge with like crutches.
Oh. Yeah,
they're like, oh, I got caught in a knot. Ah!
He drops one because he misses it. Troy, your mama's going to be pissed. That's the 3rd crutch this week you lost. God damn it, Jim Bob.
There's only so many long sticks we can use.
So the railroad company, Richard, defended their actions by not letting these kids use this road because it was too dangerous for civilian vehicles. He's like, listen, I know kids are losing legs crawling under abandoned ass.
I know kids are losing legs and falling off bridges into crocodile infested waters. I don't think there's crocodiles. I saw the movie. There's crocodiles in those goddamn waters. And then there's, dudes with whips and fucking Shankara stones all wandering around all crazy like. It's too much. I just can't take it. I can't take it, and I can't put my people at risk. I can't put my people at risk with these tuggies running around and Shankara stones and putting slave children to work in the mine to try and and they're ripping hearts out in Vulcan. I heard. I saw a documentary about it.
Got him off.
I saw a documentary about it. These guys go across this bridge and then they go down into this mine and they're ripping goddamn hearts out of people's chests. It's the most fucked up thing you ever saw. And then I don't know if you know this. There's kissing cousins.
I mean, we got them in Delmore too, but it's more civil. It's like that Game of Thrones kissing. It's more
they don't use tongue like them savages in Vulcan.
Well, meanwhile, the mayor of Delmore's like, no, there's none of that here. No, but I wish there was. Where are you from, sir? Vulcan.
Let's take a vote.
That's what's funny. Like, I was thinking you're gonna say like you're crossing this bridge and like this bridge is about to fall apart. Like each time you take a step, like another line breaks, and you look over and there's this pristine, Northwest Railroad road. Like people are just walking down going, oh, hope no kids fall through that bridge. I'm glad
like
we don't have to
birds
walk
chirping and like a harp's playing, and then you turn to these kids and it's like bum ba-dum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum bum bum.
Sarah McLachlan's in the back. In the arms.
That's what they say when they fall.
For only a few dollars a day, we can build a bridge these kids can get across.
Well, how many kids made it to school today? And how many got eaten by the crocodiles? God damn it, Steve, there aren't any fucking crocodiles. I saw the fucking movie.
So let's see. Norfolk and Western maintained that the problem was a local problem and that there was not responsible for providing transportation in and out of an impoverished community. So basically like, hey, listen, you're living in a D&D town. Like, it's dead. Get the fuck out. That you're surrounded by mountains. Every year you're like, oh my God, it's flooding because you're in a bowl under the mountains. And the only way in and out is this damn bridge.
I understand you abandon the houses and you're living underwater. But you know what? Sometimes you need to join the surface world. There was this story, there was this documentary I saw once about this girl who came up to the service world and she used a fork as a hairbrush. And then
she kept singing a damn song like
she sang
I want to
so
be where the
songs,
people are.
And there was a talking crab with her, and this guy tried to eat it, but the crab was clever.
Jim Bob, are you still watching all them damn old Disney VHSs?
Don't you judge me. That's docu-series. It's like Ken Burns, but with mermaids.
So despite repeated attempts to convince the government leaders to repair the bridge, no action was ever taken. So, they just kept getting worse and worse. So according to reports, Richard, the failing bridge eventually collapsed in 1975.
1975. So basically they're telling these people like, fuck you, you're poor. If you don't like it, move. And these people are probably like, we're poor, so we can't move. Like, where are we going to go? It's like, I either live here in this community that, yeah, we're poor, but like I have a roof, or I don't live here and I'm fucking homeless because I'm poor. And they're like, yeah, those are your options.
It's beachfront property. I mean, it's they should turn it into like a nice B&B place.
I think I like your idea. Turn it into a D&D town. It could be like the fucking Wizarding World of Harry Potter there.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Like, that's where you hold like the world championships of LARPing.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
You cross that bridge like, welcome to Vulcan.
Yeah.
What is your name,
Abandon all hope.
It's like, hey, fucker, when you cross the bridge, you're in character. Welcome to Vulcan. What is your name? I am Lord Jocking him off.
Pooping pants. I said pooping pants. Greetings, Lord Pooping Pants. No, I was just a joke. That's not my real. Oh, fuck. He's writing it down.
Oh, he's already put it on the sign on my name.
Shit.
Oh, damn it. Oh, well.
I guess I'm pooping pants for the weekend.
So, Richard, these
best honeymoon ever, right, babe? Sure, whatever, Lord Pooping Pants.
So the Vulcans started getting in trouble because they started using so they started illegally using the railroad that was owned by the N&W Railroad Company.
So we're doing it. We're calling them Vulcans.
Yeah, so the Vulcans had to do this. So West Virginia officials were still reluctant to rebuild. Like, listen, you can't use that. It's private. Like, what were we supposed to do? I don't know, but not that. Like you said, you're fucked.
Don't care. You're poor. Move.
So
we've been through this.
Election happened, so you hope for great things from an election, right? So the election of Governor J. Rockefeller had little change for the economy of Southern West Virginia.
Not a Rockefeller.
Yeah. Which is kind of shitty because, West Virginia is very much like a coal town. I'm not sure what's there now. I still think it's a little bit of coal, but I don't think that's all of their jobs. But
that they are more than just coal, Sean. They have all sorts of things. Like,
isn't that where there's a lot of the
Starbucks
pill
they
issues?
Have what, like opiates?
Yeah, isn't that one of the places that's really
really
everywhere?
I got a bottle right here on the counter.
Yeah, I know you're on your fifth one already. How many of those can you take before you get belligerent?
How about none of your fucking business? How about that?
This is fucking Eastern Richard's house, so suck it.
My own goddamn planet Vulcan. Cross this motherfucking bridge. I'll be the grumpy troll, the irate troll high on fucking opiates. I'm all hopped up on fucking Percocet. Fuck you on solving a riddle. How about I just eat your face?
Jim Bob's on his pills again, isn't he? Yep. So leaving many of the residents in the Mountain States coalfield region, they were basically going to their local officials to be like, listen, we got to fucking figure something out. So soon there was a popular bumper sticker that appeared on vehicles that said, these roads could rock a feller. Because they're bad roads, get it? Rock-a-feller.
Well, that's all the bromance we have for this week.
So in this town, feeling forsaken by their own government, after pleading for help from their local West Virginia government, they decided they had to go out and get more help. They had to get international headlines, Richard. What was going on during the 70s? Like, who do you think, if you reached out to in the 70s?
They, send out an envoy? So this is kind of like a D&D town. They're like, we need a hero.
Oh, yeah.
To go and save the town. We need a hero. We're holding out for a
Jim Bob steps up and he's like, I will go to Mother Russia, the Soviet Union, and ask for help.
We're holding out for a hero to the morning light.
I'm like, wait a minute, wait. You're going to go to the Red? Dude, Jim Bob, if you're red, you're dead.
Yeah. Is that still a thing? I don't know. We don't get papers. We had a paper boy, but he fell off the bridge like 30 years ago. So did we win the war? I don't, the Great War.
So the residents of Vulcan wrote to the Soviet embassy in Washington and started basically pleading like, we need foreign aid. We're in this town. We don't have a bridge. We need some help. And
that's when the postman died. Because he tried to cross the bridge.
Yeah. What's that letter to? Mother Russia. So basically, this gets to him. And this is, like I said, this is the beginnings of the Cold War, the middle of the Cold War. So sensing an opportunity to shame the American government.
So this is Khrushchev? Because this was 70, you said 75?
75 to 77.
Yeah.
So the Kremlin immediately dispatched journalists to the United States. So this is basically like a humanitarian thing. Like, we're going to go to Vulcan and we're going to show the world, it's like, oh, this capitalist country.
We're going to go to Vulcan. I love that sentence.
They're going to go interview Jim Bob. You be the Russian. You have a better Russian accent. I'll be Jim Bob.
Yes, we go to America and shame horrible capitalist pig dogs in front of their own faces.
Hi, Rusky. My name's Jim Bob, and this is my town, Vulcan. This is my sister wife, Beth. Say hi, Beth. Don't say hi, Beth.
Why is it you make loves with woman who is blood?
Well, this town kind of small, and I mean, my cousin, I married her first, and she was on the bridge. God rest her soul the day it collapsed.
I also hear rumor that some may be mermaid.
We're not allowed to talk about that.
We saw a documentary of hearts rip out of people's chest. It's true. It's not true.
Hey, Rusky, is this off the record? It's off the record, Rusky.
I don't. 9.
Listen, you trying to fuck me, Rusky? Is that why I came? Listen, we God fearing people.
We're looking
here
for new blood, but seriously,
I was hoping you bring some of them hot vodka ladies I see on the ESPN.
You get cable?
It's underground. I gotta do some crazy shit for it.
Oh shit. Okay, so Russia sends journalists to like cover this town that's, super poor, and there's all these people living here. And be like, look how America doesn't fucking take care of people. Look how much you guys fucking suck. There's this town full of people, and it's a town named after something kind of kick ass. Look how fucking terrible you are.
America forces you to marry your sister. Jim's like, no, there's actually a couple of people we just love each other.
Can't rape the willing. Stop it. Stop it.
So like you said, they took this opportunity after interviewing these Vulcan residents and broadcasted their troubles across the world. And the government in Moscow did what the residents of Vulcan had been attempting to do for years, bring attention to the transportation issue. So by mid-December 1977, there was a bunch of newspaper headlines across America that says, "Small town seeks Rus foreign aid." So Spokane Daily Chronicle wrote, Soviet officials were amused today.
Spokane?
This is just an article.
There's a Spokane in West Virginia. I hear Spokane, I think Washington.
This is in New Washington, which has been renamed.
No, this is Washington because West Virginia is close to Washington, D.C., and so the state of Washington is like, look, this is our chance to humiliate those Eastern bastards.
So it wrote that Soviet officials were amused today by reports that the small town of Vulcan, West Virginia, has appealed to the Kremlin for foreign aid. The town, with a population of 200, asked the Soviet government for financial help to build a bridge after the town was turned down by the U.S. and West Virginia governments.
That's fucked
Is this
up.
should this be considered treason?
What should be
This seems borderline treason.
That the government is refusing to help a town?
Yeah.
How is that treason if you're the government? See?
Yeah. I don't know. So
it looks like I just broke your brain a little bit.
So the mayor, the acting mayor at this point. So I'm guessing they probably had to have an election real quick to get this going. The name of the guy was
like,
John.
well, who's your mayor? And they're like, we need a mayor.
Jim Bob steps up like, that'd be me, Jim Bob. And like, no, we all elect John Robinette. So the acting mayor was John Robinette, and he was the one who requested the foreign aid from Soviet Union and East Germany to replace the town bridge after the unsuccessful situations. So let's see.
So he asked Russia. So Russia sends these reporters to go help or to, cover the story and make America look stupid. Meanwhile, American stories are basically like doing the equivalent of a retweet, be like, yeah, this is fucking terrible. What the fuck is the matter with you people? Like there's these fuckers in this town and they don't have a bridge. I mean, granted, there's probably mermaids and they're ripping people's hearts out, but that doesn't mean that they're not Americans, for fuck's sake.
God bless America, right? Those are American mermaids.
Those are American mermaids.
I will not stand by any red communist bastards bringing in their communist shit to build a bridge over our great Tug River.
Right? If they stay too long, they're going to be stealing one of them Shankara stones.
So after this was going out, like there was an uproar, right? Because again, this is kind of during the Red Scare and all that stuff going on. So local radio stations were beginning to get bomb threats toward any bridge that would be built with communist help. So like, listen, I don't care about those 200 motherfuckers.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, if those communist bastards come over.
Because like, think about it, like they build a bridge and they're like, yay, we get food.
We liberated you, Vulcan. God bless America.
Then on the other side of the chasm, they're lighting fireworks. Woo! We did it. But meanwhile, one of the people on the other side is just like, I'm so hungry.
I need food.
Let's start eating the mermaids.
Just imagine those radio stations like, all right, this is Joe Stevenson at KTRX, and we, there's a hot topic button right now. Hot button topic stuff. Right now, 1970, I'm fucking on some opioids. This new drug is amazing.
There's a bit of a crisis. It's not being acknowledged, but it's totally real because I am flying as a kite.
We want to take some of your calls, listener. So the Red Scare, Soviet Union I'm sorry, FCC regulations. I can't say what I really want to say.
Caller, you said you have a question. I'm going to let you ask your question while I'm going to snort this pill. If you could please vamp for about 5 minutes about
East German bastards are going to come into our country and build, you know what? First they build bridges and then they take our wives.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. Okay, I'm going to let you go on for another couple minutes. I've got a handful of Quaaludes I need to insert rectally. So if you could just, keep talking about how terrible Mother Russia is, I'll be right back.
Well, folks, I hate to say this, but this is my last day on the station.
Apparently, we have something new called human resources.
What's next? I can't call the lady at the reception area sweet tits.
Yeah. Trying to give her a slap on the ass, and then they actually look mad. I don't understand it. Brave new world.
I'm like, hey, you want to smack my ass? You can smack my ass anytime you want. I've been off the air for 7 hours.
I'm speaking into a tin can now in the alley out back, but I'll keep going. I'm so hungry.
So, of course, getting all this attention, state officials and stuff, were obviously embarrassed by this. This is what's crazy, Richard. For this tiny community, the state officials quickly put together a $1.3 million package to build a new bridge for this tiny community. So for 200 people, they're going to drop $1.3 million.
Holy shit.
Yeah, which, if I'm those 200 people, like, listen, hey, how about we split this up 200 ways? Yeah, fill this in with a bunch of garbage.
And then we all just leave the fucking town and we don't give a fuck what kind of bridge you build.
Problem solved.
200 people. How much? You said like 1.3 million?
Yeah, 1.3 million to build a bridge. And this is in 1977 too, so I don't know what that would be today. Probably at least what, 2.5?
Yeah, I would think so. Something like that. Okay, let's see. $1,300,000 divided by 200 people. That is $6,500 a person. So factor in inflation, probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of like 14 grand in today's money. Because, you said families. You said about 20 families.
Oh yeah, I guess that really isn't as much as you would think.
So yeah, but it'd be about 14,000 per person. So like, like me, for example, I have 3 kids. So each of the 3 kids would get 14,000 that I would promptly steal and use to buy, I don't know, whatever you can get in 1975. Handful of Quaaludes.
Get a badass Burt Reynolds jacket.
Oh my God. You know what I could get? I could get a fucking rug with tiger stripes on it. And then I could do my walls like it. Oh my God. I'd have, you know what my house would look like? It would look like fucking that dude in Boogie Nights that like wore the bathrobe. And then there's the guy in the background throwing fucking firecrackers. That would totally be my house.
Kids, pack your shit. We're moving to Vulcan. So, Richard, to this day, the only legal way to get access to Vulcan, West Virginia, continues to be through Pike County, Kentucky.
Okay.
And residents of the former mining town now enjoy a 1-lane graffiti-covered bridge connecting them to the outside world.
So America built the bridge.
Yes, America built the bridge because, quickly the Soviets like, oh yeah, we'll help you build this. And that's got to be embarrassing. I mean, could you imagine like, right now, I guess like some of our big enemies like that are like bad groups.
So you're saying basically you want to say, so this is like if ISIS built a bridge?
Kind of, yeah.
Or if like ISIS adopted a highway. And then you just see guys like picking up fucking...
You drive, you see that, you're like, I'm going to go the other way.
Or just jerk the wheel.
Yeah.
It's fine because it's ISIS. You can hit ISIS people. It's okay. Like you can make jokes about threats of violence towards ISIS. They're not nice people, Sean. It's okay. We can be mean to ISIS. I'll dictate that. That's a rule. It's okay to be mean to ISIS.
I feel like this town has a lot of potential though. Like you could rebuild a replica of the old bridge. And you could totally make this a tourist attraction.
That's what I'm saying. You turn it into like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Or like you said, like a fucking like LARPing town. Except I don't know if I'd want to LARP in like 1920s fucking depression hell. That sounds pretty goddamn horrible.
Oh, I mean,
be like, come down to Vulcan where, the water's clean sometimes and nobody has food. Yay!
I'm checking to see if Google Maps has visited Vulcan.
Who wants to live in a shanty?
Oh, shit. Google Maps is like, no, we haven't been to Vulcan. You know what they do there? They have sex with the mermaids.
And I'm pretty sure that they're also related.
Holy shit. Yeah, there's literally like one way to get into this place, and it's the Vulcan Bridge.
Oh my God, that's so cool that they call it the Vulcan Bridge, though. It's like the Bifrost. The only way is the Vulcan Bridge.
I'm scared if I zoom in too close on the satellite view, like I'm going to see like...
Or mermaids. Or snorks. Or both. Bunch of people with webbed hands catching fish in their mouth. Do you think that's what happens? Like if you're a little inbred, then you have webbed toes. But if you're like a lot inbred, then you have a fin and you're a mermaid. Are mermaids just really fucking inbred people?
I think if you're really, really inbred, that's where you get stuff like The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, like generations and generations. Because they always say like eventually we as a species are gonna evolve and ascend into this like higher form of consciousness. Ideally, we're eventually going to become beings of pure energy. Maybe if you just constantly inbreed, it's just like you look fucked up, web toes, looking fucked up, and then all of a sudden like you hit like this peak, and then it's like mermaid.
Well, it's like Nirvana. Like you get so inbred that you like reach that like perfection of like self-consciousness. Like, yeah, you look fuck up. You're like,
and then boom, mermaid. Oh my God, this is so much better. I had one eye at the top of my forehead. My other eye was like halfway into my cheek, but now I'm a mermaid.
Richard, I think we just lost all of our inbred listeners.
Well, there goes like 20% of our audience.
But I mean, we've kind of had like a lot of emails from them recently, like, hey, like I love your show, but every time I go to my home in the ocean, like I forget to turn my radio off. I didn't get the waterproof iPhone. And it's awful. Richard, so Brocation, Vulcan, West Virginia. That's where I'm down. Go. We'll show up, and that girl Beth that you were talking about earlier will be like, new people, woo!
And then it's like the top half is a fish and the bottom half is legs. And then you're like, this isn't what I pictured. This is not what I pictured at all. How are you? What are you combing with a fork? You don't have hair anymore.
But I'm kind of hungry for seafood. Do you guys have seafood here? Like a lobster or a crab? How's mermaid taste?
Do you have any butter? How do you sing? That's my sister.
All right, Richard. So in this trip across Vulcan to build a new bridge and kind of, liberate a city, what are your Richard's closing thoughts?
I think the lesson learned here is that there is no greater motivator than spite. That's the lesson here, because the Russians are like, yeah, we'll build a bridge. And it wasn't to be nice. It wasn't to be nice at all. They're like, yeah, we'll build you a bridge. We'll send all these people and, we'll get you some press coverage. And so that way you can go out in the public and maybe garner some sympathy for your cause. And then after all that, then we'll build you the bridge. And it wasn't because, of our generous hearts and because we care about our fellow humans, regardless of where they live. It's because fuck you, America. That's the entire reason they did it. So, and not just that. Okay. So the Russians do that. And then the Americans, all of a sudden, when they were like, no, you don't need a bridge that bad. Just move. I mean, yeah, you'll be homeless, but hey, better than being a mermaid, right?
That's true.
Ripping people's hearts out on the Indiana Jones bridge. Right, but the Americans are like, okay, we'll build the bridge because fuck you, Russia.
Yeah.
Like that was their way to stick it back to Russia. Be like, you know what? Piss off. They wouldn't have done it otherwise.
And we're not just gonna build any bridge. We're gonna build a $1.3 million
exactly.
Bridge.
They had to, but you had to wait. You had to wait for spite to happen to be the motivator. So that's the lesson. The lesson is that spite is the best motivator.
Or if you ask Dad and Dad says no, you just go ask Mom. Or no, wait, and then Mother Russia.
So you'd ask Mother Russia first. Oh no, yeah, and then Mom, chastises Dad for being stupid, and then the dad's finally like, God damn it, fine, come here. I guess we'll play catch. That's how I got my parents to love me. I'd get them to fight, and then they would compete for my love. Then they got divorced, and we all lost.
Well, you got 2 Christmases, so you won in the end.
Yay, 2 Christmases.
All right, well, let me do a little bit of housekeeping before ours falls apart. Visit our website. We're at languageofbroance.com. Follow us on Twitter. We're at languageofbro. Email us at eatthebeaver@languageofbroance.com. Check out the LOB Army Intelligence Reports. Like us on Facebook and go out and recruit somebody for the LOB Army by getting someone you know to subscribe on Apple Podcast, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and Alexa.
And when you are on any of those platforms, you should show your love for the bromance. Show your bromance love. Show your love for bromance by throwing up a rating and a review on any of those platforms, or just tell a friend. Just be like, hey, I heard these guys and they're kind of cool. They talk about inbred mermaids and people ripping hearts out and planets and Star Trek that are actually towns in fucking Virginia. And I'm pretty sure they have some really odd, stupid views about the South, but whatever. It's kind of funny.
I giggled, and it's not just Virginia, it's West Virginia. And, I never even thought about inbred mermaids, but now that I am, I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah. And also, I'm pretty sure West Virginia wants to declare war on Virginia.
And remember, we are a part of the Pod Bros Network, the podcast network that helped us build a bridge across the river that is the internet.
Yeah. Without the help of crazy cultists.
And if you want to help us out, throw a little bit of money in our tip jar by joining our LB Army, like our newest member, LB Army Major Chris, by going to our Patreon, which is www.patreon.com/languageofbromance.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
So proud of you.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
I know. It shows.
Yay. All right. Was there anything else before I close her out?
No. All
right. Well, that's all the bromance we have for show. That's all the bromance we have for this show. Signing off from Vulcan, West Virginia, I'm Sean.
And I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the mermaid beaver.
Live long and prosper with the mermaid that you're probably related to.